What is going on, comic fam? Welcome to a very special episode on the Bearded Comic Bro channel. I have with me, as almost always nowadays, the lovely Mrs. Bearded. And for the past year, we have been teasing the people at home that one day...
The people at home.
Yeah, that one day you would read a comic book. Because you have never read a comic book in your entire life.
Nope. But apparently today's the day.
And people have thrown out suggestions. They've thrown out Saga and Why the Last Man. And we've done polls across. And we just haven't pulled the trigger yet. But we were doing an episode of Name That Character. And it was famous animals in comic books. And Pizza Dog came up as one that you're like, ooh, you were intrigued from the Hawkeye series. But Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur popped up. And you got super intrigued.
Of course.
So why did you pick, of all the comic books in the world, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur as the first comic book that you were going to read?
Probably because Old Wolf sent it to us.
Yeah, but you got excited beforehand. Oh, yeah, Old Wolf sent us this book. So, Old Wolf, thank you for always being a friend of the show. He sent it to us, but you said it on the video, which is why you said it. You're like, I want to read this. So why?
I don't know, why is this girl in a world with a dinosaur?
I don't know.
And why is it a devil dinosaur? I don't know. Why is she Moon Girl and why is it devil? There's a lot of questions I have.
That you want to know.
Yes.
Well, gang, so I'm so excited. So what's going to happen is Mrs. Beard's going to get to read Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, issue number 1. This is the hardback copy that I think Old Wolf stole from the library and sent it to us. So
he definitely did. There's a tag on it. When's it due?
But Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is written by Brandon Montclair and Amy Reeder. Art is done by Natasha Busto, and colors Bustos, and colors are done by Tamara Bonvillain. And this is a book from Marvel. Pains me a little bit that your first comic book that you're ever going to read is Marvel, but you know what? I don't care because you're reading a comic book.
Should be interesting.
So what are your expectations moving into this as your first comic book ever read? High, low, What do you think?
I'm a little nervous.
Yeah?
It's going to be like, hey, dinosaur, I'm a devil. I'm going to eat you. And she's like, no, I got to save all my friends from you. And then they become best friends at the end.
Well, I think there's only one way to go from here is
right?
I think it's time for you to read. So with that being said, let's read a comic.
Where do I even start? How do I read comics? What are these stupid boxes? This is in her brain. I don't know. Can you help me? Are you gonna help me? Eureka! Whoa. To be continued. Are you kidding me? Where's the next one?
So we are back. You literally just read your first ever comic book. What are your initial thoughts? The people want to know.
It gave me a headache.
How so?
There's so much going on. Wham, bam, color, boom, text, blah, blah, da. What? How do people focus on anything?
Yeah,
it hurts my brain.
Yeah, and to be fair, I didn't give you any context of here's how I'd recommend reading a comic.
I mean, I get the gist of it.
But no learning to how, because sometimes the comics shift of how the panels are laid out and which panel you should go to, and is it on the same page? Does it go across the page like this? So I kind of just said, you know what? I think you should just have fun and just see what happens.
Yeah, I got the gist of it.
So what do you think, though? What did you think about the process? Was a little bit overwhelming, which I think is the initial part for readers sometimes. What do you think about the book, the story, the art? Like, do you have an idea of what was going on? Or are you going, what is going on? Where are you at?
So she made that device and she time traveled.
Yes. Or open the portal.
Open the portal.
Yes. To bring Devil Dinosaur.
She didn't travel. She opened the portal and the
Right.
Devil Dinosaur came and took her away at the end. But they're going to become friends. They are. Why is she Moon Girl?
I don't know yet. And so I guess that's part of the experience of reading a comic. You literally read one issue. This is a hardcover, but it is issue 1 of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
Your response right afterwards was, what? That's it? Where's the next one?
Well, yeah, it's to be continued. She's about to be eaten by a dinosaur. Obviously, I'm going to want to pick up the next issue and read it.
So you would say if I brought home an issue 2, you would read it so you could see what's going on.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't say I'm going to get into reading comics.
Right, you're probably not going to be an avid comic reader, but
I just don't read.
Well, yeah, that also is a part. Like, you don't even read, like, novels or anything. So, like, to get you...
Was not my best subject in school.
So, but to get you into picture books, that always helps, right? Like,
Picture books.
Like they got pretty pictures.
Yeah, it was definitely nice.
It helps. But it did its job of at least keeping you captivated to say, okay, like, if I had an issue 2 laying around, you'd probably be like, I want to read that to see what goes on.
Yeah. It's just so excessive, like, sound effects and, like, noises, and you like, read those in your head. It's just not natural. It's just like... And then, like, what the heck are boxes in her brain? Like, there's just multiple...
The thought boxes, like, of what's going on. Yeah. There's a lot to process. So, you first experienced Moon Girl.
It was okay.
It was okay.
It was okay.
It was okay. You'd read another issue because you want to
Sure.
know what's going on.
Sure.
But you're not going to lose sleep over it.
No.
And you're probably not going to be an avid Wednesday comic book reader.
No.
Well, gang. We tried. Let me ask you this then.
Okay.
Are you open to trying issue 1 of different comic books?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay. So this could be a series where people say, we want you to read this issue. Because I'm sure some people are going to say, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur might not have been the best one to start for you, as someone not reading. That's my guess. I don't know. I'm too caught up into comic books to know, I think, but I think it was a good start. Because it was at least... It's confusing from aspects of as a comic book reader, but it was simple enough that you could follow along with what's going on and process. So I think that was good.
There's a story there.
Yeah. And it's going to be on Disney Plus here eventually, a show. And you're like, see, I would rather watch the show and read the books.
Yep.
Well, there it is, gang.
There it is.
Reading comics with Mrs. Bearded. First comic book you ever read, Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur. It's always going to have a place in our household as a special place because it was your first comic book.
Yeah.
So with that being said, this is our first wrap-up of Mrs. Bearded Reads Comics.
Thrilling.
And I want to know in the comments below I don't want a trade paperback. What issue number 1 of a comic book should Mrs. Bearded read next? We got to keep it to a single issue because I think that's how this is going to work.
Number 1, or should you just throw me into a random crazy story that's like, oh, what?
I feel like that would be fun to just like drop you into an issue 37 of a story, but I don't think I think the goal should be at least to find a series that you're like, I understand what's going on, and maybe it'll help as you read more.
That I want to read.
That you would want to even read more.
You're just trying to hook me into this little.
No, that's
thing.
not the case
me.
at all. I'm not trying to get you into reading comic books in the least bit.
Mm-hmm. I see what's happening.
Mm-hmm. So, gang, let us know. Leave a comment. What should be the next issue that maybe it's a single first issue. Maybe it's not. But what should she read next? Because I think this is going to be a fun series to see what your thoughts on the expanding world of comic books are. So, any final thoughts after reading your first comic book?
This is fine.
It's fine.
It's okay.
All right, gang.
You know?
We got to turn that it's fine to a ooh-wee. Let's go. That's what we want.
I don't know. Can you get there?
Can we get there, gang?
I don't know.
I think we can. So with that being said, hopefully you can find some time to curl up, grab a book, and nerd out. Peace.